welcome. It's Kylie, Bertucci Stamping Up demonstrator in Australia. It's so wonderful to be with you all today. This is a premiere, which means I will be in the comments saying hello. It's kind of live, but it kind of isn't. But it just means that Bruno and I can help out. We're doing some voluntary work today, and I wanted to be able to pre-record this video so that you don't miss out and we can still do some creativity together, but also be able to do some voluntary work. So isn't technology amazing? Thank you, technology. So grab your beveragino if you haven't already, because we're going to be making a beautiful card today. If you haven't been on our blog lately, kyliebertucci.com, I shared this card here. It'll just take a little while to zoom on in there to get that. So I shared this because the Unbounded Beauty tutorial has just been released, and I'll share the details so that you can get that online class. There's 12 amazing designers in the class. This was just a freebie that I did on our blog just so that we can show you all. It'll take its little time here. There we go, zoomed in. Just so they can see a taste of what we all do as designers. You can see it through our blog hop, the style that we have and what we usually do. But you can go and get the online class, and this is it here. There we go, Unbounded Beauty. So you can scan that QR code or I'll put a link in the comments as well for you to be able to go and get that. It's also you'll find it in the description on YouTube as well. But 12 amazing classes, unlimited access, $22 for all 12, amazing value. So if you're wanting a class using this beautiful suite of products, which is a double bundle suite, which I just think is just so fantastic, because, you know, if one bundle isn't enough, well, guess what? You've got two. Yes, please. So what else do I need to tell you? Big news, hot off the press. In case you've missed it, and I'll tell you what, if you've missed it, where have you been? Have you been hiding under a rock? How could you have missed out on this big news? Online Stamping Retreat is open, people, and we have opened with an early bird special. So that is $10 USD discount off the price of your ticket, but it's only for 24 hours, which means when this goes live, you really only have a few hours left. So please do not delay. Go there now. I'm going to put the link to the direct sign up where you can register below in the comments, because you do not want to miss out on this special deal. And big thank you to all of you that have already purchased it. We are so overwhelmed with the response. I think this is probably going to be our best one yet. It always is, because, you know, we just keep coming up with more and more exciting things for you. But just remember, it is about 7 hours long, 8 hours with the break. So 7 hours of amazing content. And we do fun fold cards, every single one of us. So it's Lisa Curcio, Gina Hawley, Bruno Bertucci, my husband, and myself. So the four of us. And Gina and Lisa are currently on a $1 million retreat. Amazing, right? Love watching their socials to see what they're up to. Hanging out with Sarah for dinner and having a wonderful time. So we're thrilled for them. They're highly successful. They're an amazing duo team, and they're just amazing people. We just love them dearly. They are so beautiful. They have been such a great support to us in our Stampin' Up business, but we're also good mates, which is just wonderful. So we would love you to be part of our community of friends that have sort of come together because we all have this friendship in common, which is so lovely. And it's just so special. So one thing about Stampin' Up I absolutely love is the special friendships that we make along the way, and just people that, you know, basically have become family. And that's what Lisa and Gina are to us. They're just so precious and such beautiful people. We feel really blessed to have them in our life, and they're just, yeah, beautiful people. We just don't have enough kind things to say about them. So If you want to be part of our amazing fun day and you get to see us interacting with one another, I know a lot of people that come along to the event, if it's their first time, we usually open up the previous events because there's a lot of people that are like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I missed all the other events. Can I please get my hands on all the others, because I'm really upset that I've missed all of the past events. So that's a really nice thing to know, that not only do people return, but they also want what we've done in the past, which, yeah, warms our heart. So thank you very much for your support, everyone. So let's dive on in and do some crafting together, because, you know, that's what we're here for. Oh, P.S. before we start, I just want to share this with you. So FYI, we do have a special pin for the event. We've called him Frank. That's what I've called him anyway. Frank the Fox. Someone else called him Francois. But I'd love to know in the comments what you would like to call this gorgeous fox. He is just absolutely adorable. Or she. Could be either. Totally up to you. But we have limited amounts of these pins. So I will put up a link for you to get your hands on this pin. If you live in the US, you can get it from Gina and Lisa. Everywhere else in the world, you can get it from Bruno and I. And we have other pins there. And just please note that as soon as the other pins sell out, that's it. We're not replacing them. Because, you know, they're exclusive. It makes them special. There's a unique number of these. And if you find someone wearing this, you will instantly know that they are a true friend. That you're like, oh, I know exactly who you are, where you've been, and who you know. It's like our special code, right? But yes, very, very, very limited amounts of these. So do not miss out on getting that. Now, this is our beautiful card that we have today, and I'm going to mix it up as I always do, because that's how I roll. We're going to play with another paper from that suite of Unbounded Beauty, and this is the paper that we're going to use today. I haven't cut it down. I've left it at the 6x12, and I haven't cut these down because I want to show you exactly how I go about chopping and what I use in order to do that. And probably my number one tool of all time that so many of you have, basically it's something I use every single time that I craft, and that is using my card templates. And these help me to figure out exactly what measurement sizes that I want. These are not the colors I'm picking, because, you know, these obviously do not go with this paper, but these are sizes. And so I've named them the different colors. You don't have to do them in the actual color if you don't want to. And you can put the measurements on where the name of the layer is. I've just put on the back because I don't want to confuse people, because these are the metric measurements. But there's also people that use imperial, which is in Canada and the US. The rest of the world uses this size. So if you struggle with sizing, or you struggle with layers, or you want a real life physical card sketch in your hand, then these are fantastic, because they not only do your measurements, they not only show you how to do layers, they spit out the measurements for you so that you don't have to think, and it all just lines up perfectly. And it just takes math away from creativity. I do not want to think about math when I'm creating, because that would be so boring. That would give me a micro nap. So let me save you a micro nap and get these card templates. So you can see here, this layer here, all these 6 layers is actually what's going to create our card today. So let me show you exactly how that works. I'll put the link up for the card template tutorial, and you cut these all out yourself, because it helps you to understand how they work and how you're going to make them work for you. So the first layer I'm going to do is the basic black, and we're doing that in the Calypso Coral size. So if you have our card template tutorial, go and refer to that size. You may have cut out your card templates already, which is great. If not, you can just refer to the PDF that I gave you. You don't necessarily have to cut them out, but I really like it so that I can figure out what stamp set works the best with which layer. So that is layer 1. Layer 2, we are going to do the Poppy Parade layer size, and we are going to do that in Petunia Pop. I like a bit of Petunia Pop. I'm not usually a purple gal, but this one is a really nice one. I'm not really a pink person either, but I really like this one. It's a good combo. So that is layer 2. Then we're going to do our designer series paper in the Melon Mambo size. So get that size out, and this is the 6x12 cut in, the 12x12 cut in half. I like having it 6x12 because some of you do like to do 3D projects, and I find that the 6x12 is actually fine. I don't have any issues. Some of you have said that you like to have larger paper for your 3D projects. If that's the case, you could just chop half of your paper. But that is our next layer. Then we have basic white, and we want to do that in the petal pink layer size. So we can chop that petal pink size. So you can see here, because I've got the measurements all ready to go on the back of my card templates, and it's just so handy because here we are. I've already figured out the sketch and the layers that I want to use, and you can see how quickly this is all coming together without having to guess or cut it wrong or be frustrated because you just eyeballed it and then you chopped too much off, or it's just being really annoying. And it happens, it really does. When I first started card making, oh my goodness, it was probably the most difficult thing about learning how to do card making was the measurements. I was like, this is an actual nightmare because I hate math, but I loved creativity. So now I'll do the larger size first. So this is our last layer, which is the Azure Afternoon layer size. So that's that size, yes. And then we need that one there. Now, what we're going to do with this layer, as you can see with my project, is this is actually going to be cut on the angle. And I actually want to go a little bit higher up this time into that corner, but not necessarily too far into, like, I want space for the flowers. So I think about there is good. I'm just going to score it first. It just gives it a bit of a groove for it to cut into. Yeah, I really like that. And that's going to sit on an angle like that. So it's going to hit that corner, and now we're going to layer it with the flower. So that is all our layers, people. Isn't that amazing? So you can see here really quickly how we've been able to cut these 6 layers by using the card template tutorial. And I personally feel it just makes life so much easier. Now I've got this scrap piece here. We're going to cut out some of these beautiful flowers, and these are the dies called Flowers of Beauty. Fantastic set of dies. So if you don't have this suite, I definitely suggest you check it out. If you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, just remember that the starter kit enables you to get $66 of product for free and free postage. And so if you're getting something like this suite, I'll just see, it may be out of the price range of the starter kit, so I'll just have a little look here so I can give you the best option for you to do. Here we go, Unbounded Beauty. So $235 is the maximum, so this is $247. So what you can do, rather than going, oh, I can't get that, I can't put it in my starter kit, yes you can. The only thing that's discounted in a suite are the bundles, and the bundles always stay discounted whether you get it in a full collection or not. So all you could do is just take out, so say if we've got $235, if you just take out the in color resins, I think that will bring it down to, let's calculate, because you know I'll do the girl math for you so that you don't have to. Minus 14, yes. So if you just remove these resin dots, put the bundles in individually, the paper in individually, and this amazing specialty paper, the glimmer paper, if you put them all in separately, you're still going to get that amazing discount that you get for your bundles, which is the usual price. And then you can get everything from this kit except for the resin dots, and that you can add later. So once you sign up, then you can get whatever you want once you sign up, and you get a 20% discount. So it's a great way of doing it. Just remember that with the suites, you can break them up. And sometimes you might see that a suite is out of stock, but it's actually like, you know, one item in the suite isn't available, but you can still get them. Like, don't hold back and think, oh, I can't get that anymore. Now that looks like it's cut through really nicely. Well done, little Minnie. You did very well. One slide through. I love my little Minnie. So here you can use your take your pick tool just to take out those little pieces that are just hanging around that don't want to come out, and I usually have the little picky end there as well. I've actually got 3 take your pick tools because I don't want to take my pick. I just want them to be there whenever I want them without me having to change them. I just love them as a tool. I'm not taking my pick. Okay, so that's done, and then we just want some flowers. Now I decided with this one that I wanted to show you this beautiful glimmer paper. I've got some pieces here that I've already cut out of it already, but I like to keep it intact. And it's actually really good that it's worked out the way it is, because I can just cut this little piece here out the middle. So let's do that. We're going to get our snips, do a bit of surgery around here, and just take out that piece so that nothing's wasted. There we go. And I like doing that when I'm using the mini. I have no problems cutting my paper down for it to fit my mini. I just love using it, and so if I have to cut down a piece, or sometimes it helps me use my scraps as well. Now this I'm going to run through twice, just because I want to make sure, because it's a little bit thicker, this glimmer paper. Let's have a little look at this and see if they came out. Oh, they did, and look how cute they look. Adorable. I love it in this glimmer paper. I wasn't sure how they'd look, but I am in love. And when we layer them, you'll see how perfect they look with this project. Now that one's just cut off a little bit, so I'll just pop that over there because we only really need 5 flowers, which we have here. Oh, we have 6. Wonderful. And that can go over to the side. So now let's start compiling and put this all together and see what we come up with. See what this turns into. And I'm going to start with our layers here. So we'll start with these base ones first. So we're going to go, and you can use tape if you prefer tape, but I do like to use my green glue because I like to have a little bit of wiggle room. I like to be able to move it because I'm not the best at getting it straight first time. I used to use the tape and I'd have to rip it apart all the time, and it was so distressing. I mean, I'd glue it back down, but I knew underneath it was all manky and torn, and I was like, oh, no, I don't like it. Good, so we've done that one. Now we need these layers here, so we'll do our basic black. And the more you use the green glue, the sort of better you'll get at gauging how much to put on, so that it still moves, but it's not too much that you get bowing, or there's just a fine line between not enough and too much, and you will get used to that. We need that to have a bit of an edge too. I forgot about that. Good, because we want that black border to show. And this is our gorgeous, doesn't it look so hot against the black? Oh my goodness, I love it. So we'll put some little, and you could use adhesive sheets here, of course, but the only thing is there's a little bit of overhang. So whenever I use the adhesive sheets and there's sort of a bit hanging over it, like unless you sort of put a little bit of maybe the embossing buddy or something like that, just to take the sticky away, then it can sometimes stick down where you don't want it to stick down. So that looks good there. I want it to be along the left side here, just close to the edge but not hanging over. It was sort of my guide, and I didn't mind if it sort of hung down there and there. And then we're going to add the sentiment. We're going to do some emboss on black. Now these little flowers here, you can just do a little dot on some of the flowers and then just, you know, have a little look around where you want to place it. It's not really going to make sense where I place them, but no one's going to know except for all of you. I just kind of went, yeah, that looks good there. That's a good guess of where I think would be a good spot to put a flower. And you can do it so that the black is showing through. I think one down here. And then two more up the top here. Awesome. And one up the top. Around there. Good. And then we're going to put that whole thing on dimensionals and stick that down. So we've got some dimensionals here that I've got ready to go. I'll use these two down here because they're annoying me a bit. Like, why didn't I take those two from down there? It's like I'm trying to give myself conniptions. Yeah, I'll put two there. There. And then just a couple in the middle. There we go. I'll just peel off those and I'll pop them straight into the bin. So that they don't end up traveling with us in our suitcases or on Bella. These dimensional backings get everywhere. On my hair, found them in my clothes. I'm pretty sure one time I even found them in my bed. I was like, how on earth did a dimensional get in my bed? Did I put that straight? I feel like, oh yeah, that looks alright. Don't look too closely though. It's rustic, okay, it's rustic. And the last thing we want to do is just to have this gorgeous sentiment. And I think I'll do, what have we got to choose from? There's quite a few in this bundle, which is nice. So we've got, and remember that it's at 80%. But yeah, I really like the You Are Loved. That's the one I used last time. But you've got Feel Better Soon. You're a True Blessing. With Sympathy, Have a Blessed Day. There's some really great sentiments on here that I think would be great for a lot of different situations, which is really nice. It's good to have a lot of flexibility. But I think what I'll do, I'll do a Get Better Soon, because I feel like I've got some friends lately that haven't been well. There seems to be some sniffles going around, and there's definitely a lot more mental health issues as well. Like, yeah, I don't know if you've noticed it where you are, but we're all just a little bit more fragile than ever before, I think. And to be able to, I think I said to a friend of mine tonight, she's got 3 kids, and I just said, you know, you're doing such a good, like, you're such a good mum, and you're doing such a good job with your kids. And you could actually see the emotion on her face was like, why are you saying that? Like, she was just a bit shocked. And I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for people, like, especially mums, you know, they very rarely get thanked for all the work they do. But for someone to say, I see all the work you're doing for your children, and I think you're amazing, I think is really important for people to feel like they still matter and that people still notice them. I read somewhere that there was a lady who passed away in the US, and she had passed away at work and no one noticed for 4 days. I felt so awful about that. I thought, how could, like, did they think she was napping and they didn't want to disturb her? But, like, I don't know, I just didn't get that at all. I just was like, oh my goodness, what has this world come to that could happen? Just don't get it. Like, did no one notice that they weren't getting emails from her? Or so confused. I have so many questions about that situation. So I'm just like, really? If she was in my workplace, would I allow that to happen? I'd like to think that I would be aware of people in my workplace, especially if they were like the desk next door or someone that I communicated with fairly regularly. Like, surely there was someone that she communicated with regularly. Oh yes. Good. I have to remember with my multifocals that my part for reading, like the magnifier, is at the bottom. So I've got to, like, sort of lift my head up a little bit to see it. It's not quite, like, right in front of me like my normal readers. So I feel like I've gone a bit skew-if. That's a bit better. Yeah, I can handle that. Just feel like the other side is a little bit bigger. over this side. Yes. Good. Just had a little haircut. Well done to you, little feel better soon. Where's my little, oh, there they are. I was looking for these because it really does make it go blunt when you don't look after your tools. So yeah, I think down there will be perfect. Yes. But I do love that this has got like the sentiments. There's a variety of like cursive and also print as well. You can get a bit of both in there. Excellent. Now you could go ahead and use some matte black dots. I really love those. But we've also got these resin dots that are in the suite. And I just thought that the Petunia Pop ones, of course, are going to match perfectly. Thank you, Stampin' Up. I know that I have a guaranteed match here. It's going to be like match made. Look at that. Isn't that spectacular? Just makes me look like such a professional. And it's just because all the colours are spot on with each other. So look at that, people. That came together so quickly and easily. And what we're going to do, as always, we want to do some decorating on the inside. So let's grab some of our pieces here. Because why not? Remember, we've got lots and lots and lots of paper. So please, please, please make it a goal to not hoard it, but to use it, because you'll feel so good and your reward will be, you ready for it? You're allowed to buy more paper. Guilt-free. You don't have to say, oh, but I've got some in there, I really shouldn't get this. You can say, no, I've used it, so I get to buy more. I have 100% guilt-free permission. I mean, some of you don't have the guilt, even if it is in the cupboard, so go for you. You do that. If I could do that, I'd be very happy with myself. I'm always like, oh, I shouldn't really. So yes, use your paper. And then you can go shopping. So we've got our place where we're going to write. Da-da. I think I've got a little scrap piece here that I chopped off. Ah, look at that. It's made for that. See, everything you can use. There's always something, even if you put it on your envelopes, or don't throw away any scraps. Use the scraps. Sometimes I bust Bruno throwing out a scrap piece of paper like this, and I'm just like, ah, how very dare you. I can use that. I can use that on the inside of my card. And look at that. It's going to go perfectly with the front of our card. Isn't that just like the best, like, inside of the card? You'd be like, whoa. Everything just goes together. Ugh. I love it. What do you think of the glimmer paper? Do you like it? I really like it. I'm not usually like much of a glimmer girl, but if you prefer the muted colours, you can totally like tone down. If you're not much of a glitter person, then you can just do this and maybe put a little bit of Winker Stella on. It could be a little bit more subtle, but I really like this shimmer cardstock, and I thought it'd be nice to use it and show it off for you so that you can see whether it's something you'd like or not. So there you go, that's our beautiful card today. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I like showing how to use the different paper. So just know that you can do this with any paper, like totally just swap it out and do it with any design. Like if you've got some dies that match the paper, swap it out. This is a great design that you can use for lots and lots of different products. You don't have to specifically have these products. And just remember our card template tutorial, that if you don't have that, you're going to need it, because that will give you all the measurements that you need. So the card base is Calypso Coral, and you can use the Gorgeous Grape if you prefer if it opens like that rather than top opening. Some people don't like the vertical opening. So the Gorgeous Grape size is the normal book opening. And then you got Poppy Parade, Melon Mambo, and then these three here, Petal Pink, Highland Heather, and Azure Afternoon. And remember, these are the measurements, not colours that I've used. As you can see, I have not used these colours. These are the measurements. And in the inside of the card, I always like to do Poppy Parade. So the Poppy Parade size for the paper and the cardstock. So there you go, lovely people. Thank you so much for being here today. And I hope that you've enjoyed making this project together. I'll take a photo for us to enjoy. I'll do both of them, hey? The one on the left is a bit bright, or the right. I don't know which one's which. Left. I'm like, what way am I facing? Okay, here we go. Yes! That one's a bit crooked. I keep moving the wrong one. There we go. Yay! Cheese! So thank you. Big hugs to you all. Know that you're loved, and that if you're not feeling well, then I hope you feel better soon. I've sent you my love through these cards, and I hope you replicate it. I'd love to see what you do with the design and whether you use this same sketch, because that would make me very happy. So thank you all very much, and we shall see you next week live right here. And please remember to go and get onto Online Stamping Retreat before we turn off the early bird discount, because it's a big discount and we really want you to benefit from that, because we want to see you there. So thank you very much, everyone, and we shall see you next week for our live video then. Bye, everyone.